Ubisoft. I don't know why people like Ubisoft. Ubisoft really lost the trust of a lot of people over the past couple of years. Okay, but there are still people who still think Ubisoft is one of the great gaming companies. Okay, you know, Ubisoft abandoned one of the most popular franchises. This was the first big betrayal. If you liked Rayman and the IP, well, guess what? Ubisoft tossed Rayman inside a court in favor of the Rabbids. It took them until a DLC for a Mario game to literally, okay, put them in, like a DLC. And then, of course, Ubisoft, they're the pioneers of overpriced games. That Star Wars game, well, if you want all the content, you have to pay $140 for this Ultimate Edition. If you want all of the content at once. Same thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Okay, Ubisoft is of course tossing in the greed every possible chance, but of course there was a pitch for an historically accurate Assassin's Creed game. Okay, but they tossed it out for the Yusuke. That's his name. Okay, they tossed it out for Yusuke. So basically, if you do not know who Yusuke is, he was some guy he was from Mozambique. He was from Mozambique, that country. Comes with the AK-47 on flag. And basically, he was traded into, there was, back in the 1500s, slavery was a massive, massive thing. And some of those people also somehow ended up in Japan. Because people really think that slavery, the whole idea was, oh, slavery only happened in the US. No, it happened global. Slavery was a global thing. It happened. There was also the Arab slave trade, and there was also one for India, and there was even some for East Asia. Okay, people from Africa ended up as slaves all across the world. Okay, yeah, and this game had massive backlash in Japan. Okay, massive backlash in Japan and even the U.S. But again, that was mostly because of the partisans. Did that guy really put his own kid into a toaster? What movie was that? I'm speechless. They actually put that in an actual movie. Yeah. But basically, there was a massive amount of criticism for Shadow's announcement. So they have been working on this game for a decade. Okay. And basically, they have been fighting with I wouldn't be surprised if Sweet Baby Inc. is involved in this game. I wouldn't be too surprised. Okay? But it's pretty funny. The Egyptian Assassin's Creed game, you had an Egyptian assassin. You had an Egyptian character. Okay? The Greek Assassin's Creed, the Viking Assassin's Creed, you had a Viking character, a Norse character. Greek, you had a Greek character. Okay? But all of a sudden, for some weird reason, Japan, oh yeah, we have to have a black character. It is kind of strange that they're not keeping with if you really want to have a black Assassin's Creed character, why don't we make a game about Sub-Saharan Africa? Like the Mali Empire. That was an actual empire in Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, I think having a game around, the Mali Empire would be pretty popular because it had one of the richest people in history. It was one of the few successful African empires in all of existence and all of history. And or you can have one where basically, you fight against the colonial rulers of Africa, the colonial era of Africa. But also the Mali Empire, I think, makes much more sense. But a lot of people see this as disrespecting Japan, as disrespecting Japanese culture. Okay, even though Yasuke was a real person, okay, basically they portrayed him, is what I heard, as basically some important figure when he basically was kind of like a bodyguard for someone else. Okay, he was actually a samurai, but he was actually a bodyguard for someone else. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, and yeah. And yeah, there was a blah blah. But yeah, basically, the original pitch was to basically have it around Japan. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, and yeah. What do you think about the Assassin's Creed game? I have, besides the price of, so, like, why did anyone pay $130 for this game? Do you really want to throw your money away? But basically, Granada and Israel and more, basically they have been fighting against, main conflict was War of Eden, whereas over Nobunaga and unfair advance of this conquest of Japan. Under Hanzo, this is the whole story. And, despite, extends into Korea, Taka wields a sword, the Daimyo loses his power. It resulting in Tomi's death. And basically, for like a year, this guy actually was a samurai. I actually looked it up, what actually happened. But he was basically only a samurai for a year. Like this is actually a much more. This is the actual original story of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Okay, you know, this would have been a much better. That was the original pitch for the game. Okay, it really shows that. And again, I wouldn't buy this game either way. $140 if you want the full experience for a game. No, thank you. A game should be complete at once without any paywalls. But again, Ubisoft doesn't give a crap about that and only gives a crap about money. We all know this, okay? But I don't really think there'll be so many copies of this game. I think this will be like the first Assassin's Creed game to fail since like the 360 PS3 game, okay? That they released in 2014. Because for some reason they wanted to basically have two different versions of the Assassin's Creed game, for the last gen and next gen consoles, But yeah, they sort of really kept it to really again, Assassin's Creed has always taken liberties of history, okay, obviously, but But yeah, basically the original pitch of the game, they rejected it in favor of this as well. Okay, and that's about this video here. Goodbye.